Hey fam, TJ back with another episode of Cocktails with TJ. The cocktail for today is going to be a Tom Collins, and that is of course with gin. So it's 2 shots of gin, comes with a little bit of lemon juice, and you're going to top it off with some club soda. Before we start, I want to share with you that I celebrated a birthday yesterday. Yesterday was my birthday, so I'm another year older, another year wiser, but I'm still trying to maintain the youth. You know what I'm saying? But who isn't? Anyway, um, little fun fact, I guess. I would say it is for me, considering my birthday was yesterday. Um, Yesterday it was also Harrison Ford's birthday. It was Sir Patrick Stewart's birthday, and God rest his soul, it was Gerald Levert's birthday. Gerald Levert is an R&B singer. He was in the group Levert. He also did an album with his dad, Eddie Levert, who is a part of the iconic soul group the OJs, who are still rocking on stages to this day. And he was in a group with Johnny Gill and Keith Sweat called LSG. So I guess you could say I'm in pretty good company. So yeah. So let's get going with this drink here. So it is 2 shots of gin. I like Seagram's gin, but you can use whatever gin you are more that you would prefer. What's out here? Drip, 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 drip. If you watch the Chappelle show, you know where it came from. And for me, I don't know if I said it once before, but I like to do the shots over the shaker, in case of any spilling. Let me just put it in there. A little extra for my birthday. Well, we're not going to do that crazy shot like that woman did. It's a shot of vodka. That was insane. Anyway, half a shot of lemon juice. Again, over the shaker. In case any spilling. Stubborn little thing that top. Anyway, so we need sugar syrup. It's actually, to even that out, is actually a shot of lemon juice and a half a shot of sugar syrup. But the sugar syrup kind of helps with the sourness of the lemon juice. But there are people that like that sour stuff anyway, so it's okay. So it's a half a shot. Since I didn't do this over the shaker, we gotta be super careful. Sugar syrup. And you take a shake. I think that's enough. You pour it nicely in an ice-filled glass. La 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 la. I always like to do it twice, there's any excess. And you top it with some good old club soda. I just love how it opens and you're afraid it's going to be looking like Old Faithful, which is why you have to be super careful in opening this. And you just top it off with some club soda. Look, yum, yum, yum. And garnish it with a lemon slice And there you have it. A Tom Collins. So, while I'm sipping on this, we're going to be discussing some things. As you can see, I have my Bob Marley shirt on. I got this from, I buy so many shirts, so I go to different sites. I got this from Hot Topic, I believe, because I go to like there's a site, awesome site called Redbubble. You can just make an image out of anything, but a lot of these great, up and coming artists have like their images put like on shirts, mugs, shower curtains, notebooks. But most of the stuff I got from there were t-shirts, and a lot of them were Prince related. There's a few that are like off topic, so to speak, but yeah, love that site. I haven't been to it too often lately, but that's gonna change soon. I'm gonna make sure of that. But I do believe, actually, no, I think I got this from Spencer's. That's another place I go to. I go to Hot Topic, and I also go to Spencer's, get like fun shirts and stuff like that. But the reason, it's actually coincidental that I'm actually talking about this. So, not too long ago, I saw a movie trailer about this awesome musician and activist, and it's called Bob Marley One Love. And the interesting thing about it for me at this point is that they called it a teaser trailer, and it's almost 3 minutes long. To me, a teaser trailer, in my own opinion, would be half that time, like a minute and a half. Makes you want more. But even with that, it was impactful. And if you followed his music and his activism and his promotion, not really promotion, but for his messages of peace, and of course, aptly put it, because it is it's not necessarily a play on it, it's actually a title of one of his most memorable songs. And there's two people involved in that. One of them is actually no, two of the cast members are from the MCU. One of them being where is it? Lashana Lynch. Now, she was Maria Rambeau. I'm sorry, Maria Rambeau. Monica was her daughter, and she was also in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, like their version of that film's version of Captain Marvel in that particular universe that he was in. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen it yet. But if you have Disney Plus, I'm sure you have seen it. And there's a gentleman by the name of Kingsley Ben-Adir. He is the title role. He is Mr. Marley himself. And from what I've seen, it's not too bad. So I will have the link to that trailer in the description. I say check it out. It looks like it's going to be something really cool, really great. Those of us that grew up on his music, checked out his concerts on television and his videos and his interviews. This is definitely going to be something I think that will bring back some of that nostalgia, and those of us that have children or whatnot, you can kind of like share it with them. And I would say it's like I would imagine it would be a great conversation piece to show that you can do your damnedest to invoke peace and harmony with your fellow man. And I think what it was with, and this again my opinion, I feel like what it is with Bob Marley, it's like you have somebody who has the means to influence the mind, raise consciousness, and can kind of be like, there's more than one way to handle a situation, and we don't have to, initiate violence to solve the problem. See, he was a positive black person, and apparently that's some form of trouble. You can only have so many because it messes up the status quo for other people. Again, that's just my opinion. I'm such a good bartender. I love it. I take pride in my drinks, though. I mean, if anything, just follow the instructions. If you want to do a little more, do a little more. If you want to do less, do a little less. However you want to do it. But this is something that I really like doing as far as like, on the level of hospitality. When I have friends over, or if there's like a get together that I'm invited to, somehow I'm like the designated bartender, which is fine with me because it helps me to hone in the skills and sharpen them and keep them steady and whatnot. But yeah, it's fun thing. So I don't know. I guess in a way I'm just still celebrating doing the little birthday weekend thing. But yesterday was pretty good. I got a lot of birthday wishes and phone calls and text messages and a couple of surprises from a very very thoughtful person who has played a significant role in my life, and it's nice to know that there are still generous people in the world and they hold you close to them. So in that aspect, I feel very blessed, and I could not thank that person enough for still being in my corner after all these years. But yeah, but yeah, all in all, was able to take care of some things, and I'm in a good place for the moment, but it's okay. With segueing into the MCU, I not too long ago finished watching the limited series Ms. Marvel. The interest was already there because I was like 2 episodes in and kind of like stepped away for a minute, work reasons. But anyway, I saw that when they were announcing, this is all part of a culmination of the film The Marvels, where you have Monica Rambeau, who's coming back, and Brie Larson is coming back as Carol Danvers. So it's something that's going to be really, really cool. I from what I'm seeing on it, I think that it's going to be something really, really awesome. And her name is Tiana Paris, who is Monica Rambeau. She was also in WandaVision playing that role. She actually was one of the people that got affected by the blip. And when she came back 5 years later, it was like mayhem. But that was like a really great way to start that off. As far as in WandaVision, you get to see like what happened with her character during the blip. and how she developed a superpower of her own, and it stems from that show. But it is part of the Marvel comic book lore as far as like the books and how it was written and everything. And then of course, like I said, Brie Larson comes back. If you haven't seen it already, again, spoiler alert, because she does show up in the final episode of Ms. Marvel, and it basically segues into the trailer for the Marvels, and it looks like it'll be something interesting. It's really, really cool. You got Sam Jackson's gonna be there for as Nick Fury. There is like a little situation behind it, how they're all in one way, shape, or form connected to each other. And I am definitely looking forward to checking that out and seeing that. I love that this is something that I think is wonderful for those that are there's always that thing about to me with this it was, I would say, another form of positive representation, because Iman Vellani plays Kamala Khan. It was Kamala Khan. Kamala, I think it's Kamala Khan. I have to watch it again. I'm pretty sure it's Kamala. And this character is I believe she's the first Pakistani Muslim character, which I think is awesome as all get out. It's a shame to say that it's another step, because it's taking too long to have these steps made. It is not like, oh, you're putting her in a position that was for somebody else of a different race. This is not true in this instant. In this situation, that's exactly how she was written in the comic books. I love the music that's featured in it. Are I guess, for lack of a better term, they were these. I would say, like, in the category like Bollywood musicians, Middle Eastern musicians, and the music is sick. Like, it's really, really catchy. I've Shazammed a few of the songs, so it will be on the playlist very soon. There is an episode where they went to Pakistan. At least I hope they were actually there in Pakistan, because wherever they were, it was beautiful. I like seeing stuff like that, where it's like there's more to the orb of your world, because there's so much more out there to learn from and discover. And whether people want to sit there and admit it or not, or even acknowledge it, we may come from different corners of the world, but in one way, shape, or form, there is a common bond. There's something there, and no, it's not just the human race or anything like that. Everybody wants to be heard. Everybody wants to be seen. And in this situation, I think it's great that you have that representation. And I look forward to seeing more and to seeing that continuation of it. And I really feel that the genre that is, like, the Bollywood films and the TV shows and things of that nature, this is like a piece of that fabric that's going to bring it more into the forefront. There's a movie coming out called Joyride. It's like a predominantly Asian cast, where this young girl who was adopted wants to find her birth mother, and her best friend is going with her. And it's the trailer for that. Again, that link's going to be in there for. I'll have the link for that trailer for that as well. And it's from, I think, one of the people. It's either the director or one of the producers from Crazy Rich Asians is involved in this film. And the thing to me, like with Crazy Rich Asians, they say, I guess they must have thought that maybe it was like, an American release, as far as we haven't had a non-action film with an all Asian cast since the Joy Luck Club, and the Joy Luck Club was in the mid '90s. It shouldn't have been that long. Now, there is a movie that I have. It's called Eat, Drink, Man, Woman, and it's about this father who has 3 daughters, and what he tries to do is to have dinner at least once a month with them, just as as a form of togetherness. And everybody has their own lives, but at the core of it, it's like that meal is very important because he wants to keep that bond with his children. And I'm mentioning this because there is no action, no fight scenes and stuff like that, but it's not an American release. It is an international film, but I loved it. It's in my library, and the thing about it is that I think that there should be more. Hollywood needs to open their eyes a little bit more. There are these people that I believe are tenured in the industry, like congressmen and senators. Like, you still have this mindset that no one wants to go see this movie because it doesn't look like them. I saw Crazy Rich Asians in the theater, and as soon as it was available, I added it to my Prime library. And the look of that, the visual, the cinematic visualization of it was amazing. I'd have to say that my favorite scene in that movie is like early on in the film where Nick brings his girlfriend, who is played by Constance Wu. Love her, by the way. And they meet up with his best friend and his fiance, and they're going into the city, and they're in this like hub, I guess you could say, where it's nothing but food trucks and like vendors and stuff, and you're like trying out different foods and everything. And I love that scene. And I mean, it kind of reminded me of Arts Beats and Eats here in Michigan, and like different type of food festivals that they have, be it here or out of state or what have you. And it's that, I'm one of those people that I'll try just about anything once. And I mean just about anything. There's just certain things I'm just not gonna, nope. Like, for instance, snails. The ironic thing is that I love calamari. And I don't know. I know it's a delicacy, and I'm not knocking anybody that would eat snails. I may try one. Just one. Maybe. Depending. But I'll cross that bridge when I get there. Who knows? Maybe I'll go somewhere and they serve it, and I'll do a live feed. And you guys can watch me eat this little snail live, and it'll be okay. And I'll be honest with it. If I'll say it's good, say it tastes like chicken, just like everything else. Or I'll just be like, more power to the people that love it, because this one is not going to do it. But there's diversity. The Little Mermaid. I have to say that even though it is a Disney film and it has a great cast, they obviously played a part in the success of the film. But I also believe that the haters played a part in that too. Which I think is so comical, because you had a conniption fit about a fictional character. Just for that, they should remake Splash. Give me a couple of weeks, I'll put up a cast together. They should remake Splash. Seriously. Just to, yeah, you know what? Yeah, remake Splash and still have Ron Howard direct it. That'll really be a gut punch. But it's so many like different things because I felt like the more attention you bring to it, the more interest is going to generate. Grown people, not the kids. We're not even worrying about the kids. The kids don't even care. So it's like, you got young black girls who are amazed and astonished at the fact that the new Little Mermaid movie is going to have the mermaid who looks like them. And why is that a problem? As an adult, you're putting your energy into something that was for children. Okay. So since you want to talk about that, how about we talk about John Wayne playing an Asian character? John Wayne. We could talk about Laurence Olivier playing an Egyptian. He was Ramses in Ten Commandments, and on top of all that, you got Charlton Heston, who, by the way, great actor, and so is Laurence Olivier, Sir Laurence Olivier. That wasn't Laurence Olivier, that was Yul Brynner. I think I'm still having a little remnants of my birthday celebration. I'm gonna do some little digging here. It was Yul Brynner. Sorry about that, Sir Lawrence. It was Yul Brynner. Who, by the way, loved him in Magnificent Seven. But like I said, obviously, as you can tell by now, this is a free-for-all video, so I'm just bouncing all over the place. But yeah, it's definitely check out Ms. Marvel if you haven't already. Check out the trailers. Like I said, I'm gonna have the link to those trailers in my description, as well as my social media information. I will have the recipe on here for this drink. It's I just think that honestly your mindset should be more into something else. These are kids. They're gonna see The Little Mermaid, and that movie kicked butt at the box office, and I could not be more proud of the entire cast. Just looking at the trailer, you had to know that Chloe was gonna knock it out of the park. And Chloe's her sister, Hallie was gonna knock it out of the park. Her sister Chloe was in Swarm, the Amazon original Swarm. If you haven't seen it already, oh my god, that show is like that. You have got to check that out. I do not think, at least I would hope, that there aren't fans like this to that magnitude. I mean, you have people that'll be like, oh, I don't like that person. You don't like that person. You're missing out. Da, da, da. Okay, no problem. There are people that I like that a lot of people don't like, but I don't sit there and want to put harm onto them. I just look at it like it's more for me to like. I'm not gonna worry about that. But that is definitely something to check out. It was very interesting. And it was definitely one of those things that had you on the edge of your seat. Donald Glover is one of the creators and producers of that show. So if you have Amazon Prime, definitely check it out. And if you like Donald Glover, aka Childish Gambino, trust me, you won't be disappointed. This is definitely something to check out. Oh God, what else? Okay, so reality television. I think that that's a great platform if used the right. I don't want to say if used the right way. I think it's a great platform for garnering a new fan base. Um, you could be, to me, I feel like it's not, some people look at television period like, oh damn, they couldn't find anything else. Da, 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 da. No, television is a good medium, depending on the show and everything. Depending on the show and depending on the network, it's a steady paycheck. You know what I mean? And it does open doors for a lot of people. Um, and then it kind of gets you somewhat reacquainted with some people. Like, I do feel that if there was like some form of a competition, I would say that the Housewives franchise and Love and Hip Hop franchise are neck and neck, because these franchises have grown so many legs that it is all over the place, everywhere, and I don't take it seriously. If anything, it's just nothing but entertainment for me, and it's just like, it's, in a sense, it's like caricatures of the people that we have seen over the years. Some of it could be 100% real, but there is, I mean, to me, it's like the funniest thing is like, especially with Love and Hip Hop, I'd be damned if I'm gonna throw any drink at anybody. Like, I used to think, please let that just be colored water, because if you've gone to any bar or club or restaurant or whatever, those drinks are not cheap. And it's not to say that they're expensive either, but I'm not gonna waste $8 on your face. I'm not gonna throw it at you. That's why you're supposed to sip the tea, not spill it. Unless it's real good tea, you gotta spill the tea. I swear this is so good. I am so proud of myself. If you haven't figured it out by now, I am one of the silliest people you could ever meet. Just wait until I start to have people on here with me. It's going to be a riot. It's going to be like just having conversations with friends, and we just have the camera on. Just throw a subject out there or something. But, yeah, I just hope to be able to, like, maybe do, like, cooking stuff. But obviously I would want somebody there with me while I'm doing that. And, just kind of like had a little conversations and stuff like that. And it's, I'm finding this to be a really great thing as far as like just letting the air out or whatever. I don't know. But there may be videos like this where it's just like freestyle off the cuff. And it's going to be like specific, topics here and there. Before I forget, I did check out Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. I know I'm like one of the last few people to have seen that movie in the theater, but I did. And everything you heard about that is true. Like, do not to say that there aren't any moments of laughter, but don't expect it to be completely about that. There are some moments that will pull the heartstrings like a mug. And this was a great bow out to this particular story with these group of people. And I mean, who knows? The beauty of comic books to me is that it can expand to so many different realms. I mean, look at the most recent Spider-Man. You had Tom, Andrew, and Toby in it. So anything is possible. You never know. And even though Gamora died in Endgame, we got a different Gamora. Zoe came back, but she's a different version of Gamora. So you never know. And I'm a big fan of, if the story is being told in a way that it even intrigues the actor, is going to be good. You have to tell the story in a really great way. And if you present it in such a way, it draws in people, you know? Especially if it's like you know these people as far as like their work, and it's like they never disappointed you. And when you have a rapport with people, you see the same actors working with these directors, you know what I mean? Like Rooker, Michael Rooker, who was Yondu, and James Gunn have been working together since Slither, which, by the way, is, to me, it's all about the eye of the beholder, I guess. For me, Slither is one of the great fusions of horror and comedy that I have seen in a film. I loved it. The effects were awesome, and with Guardians, you know, to see his brother there, like Sean, you know, I already knew about Sean Gunn when he was on the Gilmore Girls as Kirk. So it's almost like you're drawing in those people when you see him, like, oh God, that's Kirk. Like if you notice him in the first Guardians of the Galaxy, you're gonna bring in those Gilmore Girl fans, and they're gonna want to check him out there, you know. But it's like little stuff like that, and if you have that chemistry as a cast, and it's like no BS or nothing like that, of course they're gonna come back like, oh yeah, I would love to work with, you know, Zoe again, and work with David, you know. But it's this one, and I also saw the Christmas special too. I did see the Christmas special on Disney Plus, so I thought that was kind of fun, and I thought it was cool that they showcased Kevin Bacon's music skills. Because if I'm not mistaken, he and his brother have a band, so that's something to definitely look into. But yeah, it's that was this one with Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. It was more or less like a backstory for Rocket. Like, you to watch that, it's like you go back and see the other two movies, you will actually pick up on some things that you really didn't think much about. And it's not that you didn't care, but it's just that you thought, oh well, that's just Rocket being Rocket. No, Rocket had a very he had excuse me, the type of life that I felt caused him to be the way he was. He cared, and when he caught himself caring too much, he built this wall to make him seem like he's a tough guy, you know, that he's just, you know, cold. But leave it to Yondu in the second Guardians of the Galaxy to call him on his shit, because he recognized himself in Rocket. But Rocket has his soft moments. He had his soft moments even before Volume 3. But still, it's one of those things where you understand a character more. And then when you go and you watch certain things, you'll watch like the first two Guardians, you'll see, okay, that explains why he was this way in this moment, or he was this way in that moment. And yeah, I'm sure I think it's going to be on Disney Plus in August. I think it's going to be in August. Definitely look into that. I think it's going to be in August. I believe it's going to be in August. I don't know what else to say, because I feel like I'm babbling now. But yeah, if you haven't noticed at this point with my videos, I do love the industry and the ins and outs of it. I like to do my reviews. I am actually in the process of starting some rough drafts for the blog for Moonchild's Entertainment, so there will be some new pieces up in the near future, and of course I will post a video to promote them and let you guys know to go check them out. So I believe the last one was my Black Mirror piece, so you know, if you haven't checked that out yet, and there's like so many other pieces you can read about, definitely, you know, I really would appreciate the views and the hits. So thank you for letting me share my little opinions here and there. Um, I hope you guys take time to make the drink, and I hope you enjoy how, a little sip sip. Um, as always, please be sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment. If you have questions, if you have any suggestions of what I should look into to maybe talk about next, if there's like a show you think I should check out, if there's like a movie that I should check out that's out like on Max or Hulu, Netflix, please leave a comment. I'll definitely check it out and do my little review on it. And should I pick the one that somebody picked, I'll definitely give them a shout out, and be like, so and so recommended I check this out, and I did, and I have to say yay or nay on it. But little stuff like that. Again, the recipe for the Tom Collins is going to be in the description below. The trailers for the Bob Marley movie and Joyride is going to be in the description below, and all of my other little links. So, reach out. Thanks, you guys. Much love to you all. And you all have a wonderful, happy, safe, healthy weekend. And thank you for letting me share. And as I say at the end of my articles, that's my opinion, and everyone's entitled to one. Bye.